Okay, I am going to call the meeting to order because our chair Lonnie and our vice chair Bill are both absent tonight. So first thing we'll do is call the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I will do a roll call. I'm just going to make note because I know who's all here, so I don't really have to call names. So, next up is to approve the agenda. So if everybody has that. You should make a note that we do have a quorum. Yep. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Okay. Is there
I second
a
it.
second? Okay. All right. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. All right, the agenda is approved. If you want to take a look at the minutes from August 22nd, not July 25th. If there's any glaring obvious changes I need to make. Anything? If they look okay to everybody, I will entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, minutes are approved. So, moving on, we will come up on our conditional use permit hearings. Our first one is number 1045 for Brady Flemmer. Is Brady here? Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to join us at the table if you want to. Just kind of want to summarize what your conditional use permit is for.
So we're just buying 30 acres from my dad. We're gonna put a house and garage there and live there. Hopefully have some animals eventually.
Okay.
So do you farm with your dad?
No, he doesn't anymore, but he has some family down there that does ranch.
If any board members have questions, now is the time to ask.
Right now, you're just going from ag to residential, so do the building permit. Can we do the building permit right after, or do we have to do the other?
I think we
conditional?
could do it right after. I don't see why we couldn't, since it's all just one.
Right.
We can do that with the next one too, and then it's
All one.
just yep. If that's agreeable with the board. So if you want to look at 1046 as well, which is right underneath this one, that's for the actual building. Everything looked pretty straightforward to me when I looked through it. So.
That looks good to me. I make a motion to approve the application.
Do you have to do them separate?
Yeah, we'll have to do them separate. So conditional use permit first.
On the 1045, yeah.
Okay.
I'll second
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit number 1045 for Brady Flemmer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Okay, so your conditional use permit is approved. We'll take it to the county commission meeting next Friday for final review.
Okay.
And you don't have to be present for that one.
Okay.
So, and then when that's all said and done, I'll get in touch with you and should be good to go. Okay, so building permit for Brady Flemmer, number 1046.
On that building permit, then I'll just have to get a different one when we do a garage in the spring.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Couldn't they just do them together?
The garage and the building. Well, I suppose it's not that far apart in months. It's not like it's a whole year.
it.
Yeah.
We're gonna get this before the snow floods.
The house, yeah, it's not the garage.
Just not to garage.
Or if it's just a mobile
'Cause
home,
we're-
they'll move it out there in a week or.
You got
Yeah.
the foundation done, or
Got a pad built.
built? Yeah.
Pillars, right.
Yeah, I built it up with clay and I put pillars into that.
Right.
I was just thinking, are we able to add the garage to this? Then he doesn't have to, because we're already in almost October. So if
True.
he gets this,
I don't see why we couldn't add it.
You think it's gonna be done by next year? This time next year, the garage?
Yeah, next summer we'll definitely get it done.
I mean, he already has the garage plans already.
Right, it's
spaced
already
out.
within here, so yeah. I don't see why we couldn't add that. I mean, that's up to the board. If you're all agreeable to adding that onto this.
So this barn, egg, outbuildings, is it just a garage?
There's an existing pole barn there.
Oh.
Yeah, that's present structure, so if there's
Oh, I
any,
see.
yeah, yep.
Make a motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
With the garage.
With yeah,
Is the garage and the house attached to each other?
They're gonna be, yeah,
Like with the green walkway?
Yeah.
Do you have kind of a dimension for the garage that we could just put in note in the permit?
Yeah, it'd be like 32 by 48.
Would that be included in the estimated value? Or would that be on top?
That'll be on top.
We shouldn't have to worry about that part of it necessarily. Since we amended the
Yep. Yeah, for
application.
residential.
Yep, yep.
There's a motion for a second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to approve the building permit for the house and the garage for Brady Plummer. Is there any more discussion on that? Discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carried. Building permit is approved. So we'll take that to the commissioners on this coming Friday, so not tomorrow, but next week. And I'll be in touch with you.
Sounds good.
All right, yeah.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for coming in.
You want to sit down for the rest?
That's totally up to you guys. If you,
If you guys wanna.
if you want to stay, you can stay.
I just had it.
Okay. All right, so next on the agenda, we have Blaine Zachmeyer. Conditional use permit number 1048, and we'll just put the building permit in there as well, number 1047. Yeah. Come on up.
Application 1047.
1047 and 1048, but it's all in one packet. I stapled them all together, this one. We printed all out together, so I think I separated it for that one. But,
Oh.
Yeah.
You're using your
huh?
fancy.
Yeah, I was using
Stapler.
my fancy
I know
machine.
where this is. This is down south of Dixon's, right?
Yes. Oh, I don't find that big deal.
Fun neighbor.
Well, I don't talk to him.
Makes it fun.
Keep it that way. I haven't warned you.
Anybody have any questions?
I see you got on your property doesn't have an address.
It doesn't, because I don't live there, so I don't find one address on anything. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how to get that either.
Just call them or
The sheriff. and
The sheriff.
Mercer County Sheriff's
Does that.
Department, yep,
Yeah.
they do all the
We're all
911.
They
combined.
kind of need an address in case there's a fire, so
Okay.
they know where to send the truck.
Okay.
Yeah, they will just assign an address to that area.
Mhm.
and then when you do get it, then if you can give us a call so we can have the address.
So I need to call the sheriff and get a
First,
911 address for it.
Yeah.
yeah,
They-
yep.
they-
And they'll just
he does that now. It used to be Carmen Reed, but she's not doing it anymore, so he took that over.
Yep.
I can have that.
They don't charge for that either. It's just
No.
the same.
and like I said, if you could just give us a quick call, we can update our stuff.
Call or even an email. You can send
Email,
me an
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Yep.
email.
And the only question I had on it, and this is more for like internal office, is technically it's, it's staying agricultural because it's a temporary, like a hunting cabin, right?
Just to hide out in the summer.
So, I mean, I'm just asking the board how we want to handle that because you're not really, it's not an egg to residential per se. It is, but it isn't.
You don't really need a conditional use in there.
No,
Probably not.
as long as it's not is it going to be a permanent structure?
Is there any stipulations on
It'd be a permanent structure, but I wouldn't live there or nothing.
Not that I know of, no.
It's not like it's a trailer house or anything.
Right, it's like it's a cabin, so it is a permanent structure, and if you're gonna get an address for it, then technically it would be changing just that spot into a
Technically, we would have to do we would have to do the conditional use,
Right.
even if you're not living there.
yep.
So,
All right.
because I would have to put it to 2 acres residential.
That's the only question I have. So, are there any other questions about the conditional use or the building permit?
There's other ones out there, like the tall ones. Are they like?
Oh, those are the
That's my hunting shack, yeah.
Yeah.
Hot dog.
Yep.
It's not fair to sit inside where it's warm.
Cook. I'm not a dedicated hunter.
Just sit in my truck with the heater on.
There, that's right.
Yeah.
Even with ice fishing, they don't even.
Yeah,
They got a
ice
bunch-
fishing, you just stay in your little heated.
Used to fish on Milwaukee with the bucket. No.
If there's no further questions, or if there are, I would entertain a motion.
So the purpose of use, you have agriculture, that's what it would be, or?
Well, it's a hunting cabin, so I mean, I guess hunting is technically considered an ag thing, but it is still a cabin,
Right.
so it's half and half.
It could be, yeah, it could be technically turned into a home, and that's where the like appraising or assessing it would be. Like if it's a permanent structure and you could turn it into a home, then you would put it as residential. So regardless if you're just using it for hunting or just for 3 months out of the year. So just like the snowbirds.
Technically, so then would you have to do, like, create an outlot for that, or how does that work?
Create a what?
Like an outlot?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
You don't have to. I just, for tax purposes, have to utilize the 2 acres because that's what we have throughout the county.
Okay.
So,
So there wasn't really any definitive, does it need to be residential?
it does need to be residential.
Because it's marked agricultural.
Yeah, it needs to be updated to residential. I was looking at.
I'll make a motion to approve the conditional use permit with the change of being changed to residential purpose of use.
Okay.
I'd second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried for conditional use permit. If we want to do, does anybody have a motion for the building permit?
I'll make the motion to approve the building.
I'll second that.
Right. We have a motion and a second.
Move on.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Building permit is approved. I will take it to our county commission meeting next Friday. And I'll be in touch with you.
All right. For us,
Okay, thank you.
no other question.
Yes.
My son's building a house and he didn't pay his building permit. You'd like to do it now? Can you leave a check here?
Oh, you can leave a check, absolutely. Yep.
You got a nasty note in the mail.
I'm not that bad. I thought I was nice.
But anyway.
No, it's fine. It's okay. No problem.
Okay, yep.
Pay mine right away too.
Okay, so conditional use permits are done and 2 of the building permits are done. We can move on to number 1049 for Steve Fricky. He came in, he's wanting to put up a barn.
Machine storage.
Using it, well, he said barn, but it says machine storage on here. So I'm guessing he'll probably use it for a little bit of both.
It's at his home place, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
But over here at that present structures, did you wanna
See,
barn egg outbuildings or what did you?
I'm sure he's probably got a mix of everything out there. Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Take care.
It's just basically adding a building to his existing spread of stuff.
Looks like it's pretty bare bones. It's a dirt floor, no, nothing added to it. So.
Well, I make a motion to approve it.
Okay.
I'll second it.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Building permit 1049 is approved for recommendation. Or recommended for approval. Okay, number 1050 for Ruby Myhoff. They want to put in a cabin barn, is what she said. I think it's for the boys, Rod and
Probably.
Brad.
She's still
yeah.
having?
She might.
Probably on movies.
Yeah, it's on her. I believe it's on her place, but it's Brad and Rod are the ones that are kind of saying we need to do this. So they were going to do it last year, is what she said, and then they got behind the 8 ball, and then well.
I've got a question on electricity. When they put electricity in there, do they, they have to have it inspected, right? I mean, from,
They're supposed to.
but do they bring that inspection to you then?
No.
Well, they
We
don't
don't
have
see
to.
any of
Okay.
that.
I'll go directly to the state.
Yeah. The only way we would ever see anything as far as inspections go is if we actually had like a licensed inspector here at the county.
I see.
And we
They would
don't
have the
that,
summary
so.
and everything. Yeah. No, but they send it directly to the state.
Yep. And that's kind of the same with anything that has like a septic system or sewage or whatever. That goes directly through Western Plains Public Health. We don't see that. We just have to basically have on record that they're good to go. So.
I don't know, it looks good to me.
Any other questions, comments?
Make a
I-
motion to approve it.
Okay, I have a motion, second. Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Alright,
Aye.
opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay,
Get mad over there.
I was too busy with flies to say.
yeah. Okay, so next we have permit number 1051 for Howard Bieber. He's also building a barn.
It's like he's doing the electricity later.
Yeah. I want to say that's the only thing. He said it's a standard pole barn, so.
So it started already?
I don't think so. Let's see, when did he fill this out? Oh, he filled this out like, no, a couple days before, so I'm guessing he probably just put the date thinking that it was just gonna get done. So, I'm hoping he didn't start it already.
His finish date, that needs to be changed then. October 16th. You think you can finish that quick, huh?
I don't know.
I don't think we really.
Doesn't take that long, it's just a shell.
Alright.
Especially if you're not doing it yourself.
If you've got somebody coming out to do it, something like that shouldn't take very long at all.
2-3 days.
Mine's been going all year.
Yours
Wow.
is in the shovel.
You do work for the city.
It's a big deal. Yeah,
That's a pretty big building.
It is a very big building.
it's a big deal.
I make a motion to approve this.
I second it.
Okay, is there any further discussion on this one? Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries for 10:51. Okay, so permits aside, we have other business discussion on the solar ordinance / moratorium. You know, at the last meeting, we just kind of said, go do homework, think about it, talk about it, whatever. I think Patty handed out, or I did, I don't know. There's a draft, moratorium resolution.
It's pretty basic.
It
Just basically saying we won't consider anything until we get an ordinance.
Mhm.
So then do we have to put like a deadline on this to have?
Like a year.
We have
or
to-
you just don't. Put
When I
time
talked
on
to
it?
Patrick about it, because I had him look at this before anything, just to make sure that wording was okay and whatever. Technically, it has to be a reasonable amount of time for us to work on an ordinance.
So we can't.
There's
like,
no
do 80
specific
years.
deadline per se. We don't have to put like a year or 2 years, but it has to be reasonable. But
I
that
would say
gives
for
us
Doesn't
us-
time.
have to be stated.
I would say for us, like, say 2 years. Hey, by 2 years
Yeah.
we want to have, or by a year we want to have this, and then, the following.
I mean, because looking at like Morton counties, I don't think they had, because that's where I kind of got some of the wording and like how to, the writing of it. I said, Patrick, can I use this? And he said, yeah. I don't remember seeing any sort of timeline in theirs, but I can ask him just so we're on the safe side.
The commissioners would have to approve it, obviously.
Well, it has to go through a similar process of like an ordinance change where we have to have like a first and second reading and then a passage. So it would start here, go to the commissioners, and then final passage.
It has to be advertised.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So
this
this
is
would-
just a draft of like if you guys
What you
wanna
guys think
add
and-
anything, change anything, say heck no to all of it. I mean, at this point we have nothing in our ordinance for it, and just based on what the commissioners have said, they would probably be okay with something like this.
So we did two
says-
public meetings. The second one is at the commission meeting.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we've done for ordinance amendments, so I don't see why this would be any different. Then there again, I can always check, make sure everything is legal, and that's kind of, I believe that's how it was done down in Morton County as well, where they had the two, first reading, second reading, final passage type situation. And like I've said, this isn't saying, no, you can't ever come here, but this is a way for us to
Well, it gives us some time.
it
to
gives us time to put something together that's not rushed,
So
basically.
basically table it.
Essentially, yeah. So any solar projects that are wanting to come into the county have to wait until we have
Something.
Till we
Something
lift
in
the
place.
moratorium.
Yep.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So if you guys don't have any qualms with this, I mean, we can
We can
get
advertise it.
advertised and then.
Do we want special meetings, or are you going to
No,
do
I would just say
2 months? Because otherwise it'd be our regular board meeting, so that'd be October and November.
Well,
No, October
just
and then,
October. Yep.
and then go to the November
I believe so.
commission
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will check timelines with Patrick to make sure that,
Okay.
what we do, get all of our ducks in a row.
I think that sounds good. I personally have not had a lot of time lately to read all of the stuff on this. But
there's a lot of
there's something in the state
Yeah.
to kind of
There's a
look
lot of
at and
jargon
get
to look
ideas
at.
from. But we would obviously have to draft something, before we lifted. We can't just say, okay, well, we thought about it, and
Yeah.
we have to
Right.
actually have an ordinance that
Right.
makes it through the commission.
Right.
We would have to specify that. Seems to be an issue sometimes.
Yeah.
So
And I'll send this out to everybody so you all have a copy of it. I don't remember if I sent it in the email that I sent to everybody or not. I
don't think you did.
I
I
don't
don't remember what I did an hour ago, so.
I have a whole stack at home, I think,
Yeah.
staring at me, and I keep
So,
walking.
I'll make sure
So
that
if nobody
everybody
ha-
gets a copy of it, and the only other thing was if we have a special meeting and as far as wording on this, so that the other board members who are not here,
Do we really want to have a special meeting?
no,
No.
I don't want to have a special meeting.
Well,
but
I was
I'm
just thinking
saying.
since it's pretty basic,
It seems
it's
like-
not.
To get everybody here at the same time hasn't been easy.
So I was gonna say,
We could send it to them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
that's my plan is I will email it to everybody. So that way if the three that aren't here,
if they're fine with
if they're good with this wording, if they would prefer to see some changes, then we can come back and basically the
I'm sure
first
they may
reading
have
of it
some
is
input.
we're going to read this and I don't know what the rules are if you change something within the first reading, if you have to go back, revise it and do another first reading. That's where I'm going to talk to Patrick about that. So
So what do you?
So does anybody have any issues that are here or any change wording on it?
No, I don't.
additions, changes, whatever.
You've done quite a bit of research.
Not as much as I've done research on CO2, but
Well, we will be doing a lot
Yes.
of
know.
research.
We've got time.
yes, now we do have time where I'm mentally just kind of so.
Okay, yeah, then I would just send it out and
Okay.
if we get the okay that
Yeah, so I don't know if we'll hear from Bill.
Yeah.
If he's up to it, but
Right.
the other two would probably have, be able to.
Yeah, they may
Say
have
yay
some
or nay
comments
one way or
or
another.
any, yeah, and then I'll let them know that if there's any, changes they would prefer to see in it, we can kind of
go back to
go back to the drawing board kind of a thing.
it doesn't need to be done like right this second.
No,
right?
there's not a like we need to do this today situation with this necessarily, but getting something like this done,
right.
sooner,
As long as
so that way we have basically something to
Start with.
start with, and solar's becoming a more popular thing, I guess, around here.
There's
So
some land that's been leased for solar, so
Yeah.
you can't dilly-dally like 5 years or
no.
No.
I'd say within the next couple of months, if we can get something put together by the end of the year, preferably.
I would say the first of the year
or that.
the middle of
So
next
you're
year.
gonna try to get a hold of other counties and see how they do all that? Or?
Well, we've had copies, and I think I gave it to most of you. There's 3 counties that have solar ordinances in place that we found.
Mhm.
We start there basically,
Right.
And
and
can go
we
from
check
there.
with the state. We'll have our state's attorney look at what we can and cannot regulate.
just on a preliminary, didn't have a lot of time. It appears that counties can regulate anything under 5 megawatts, and the state takes over after 5. 5, what was it, 8 acres
8
for 1
acres.
megawatt?
I think that's what we had heard.
So, if
So that means if it's over 5, we
Over-
have no say in what happens.
that's right.
Well,
just pretty
as far
much,
as
other than
regulating
roads,
the
just
the
like
usage
the
of
other
the
side.
land, probably. I mean, that's where it would be helpful to have our state's attorney just kind of be like, hey, this is what you can and can't do.
Well, it did give us
So we
time
don't
to
run
do
into
stuff.
issues where we did with the 2 ordinance, basically saying we can't do anything. So we can, and we, you know,
That was just a quick,
Yeah.
look through it, you know.
there was something else that Lee Hooslon had said too about something about ag land, and I'll have to ask him what he found because there was some other sort of regulation that we can work with in there too. But you know,
It'll give us time.
yes,
This thing will give us time to put our ducks in a row. Not by the end of the year. I am putting my foot down with that.
No, it's Morton County has the moratorium for this, right?
no, they have it for direct air
Direct
capture
air.
and
They
the
didn't do this
cryptocurrency mining.
cryptocurrency. Okay. Does
thing.
anybody
The
have a
data centers,
moratorium on
basically.
solar?
Mercer County did for a while,
Yeah.
and now they don't.
Do they have a solar farm up there?
Oh, not solar. Sorry, I'm thinking wind. My bad.
Okay.
I don't think.
You know, there's a
anybody
big
has
solar farm over in Cass County.
Yeah.
If you go on the PSC website, you can see all the projects.
Yep.
You just got to scroll down and find the solar ones.
There's not a lot yet, but I think it's becoming a more.
Well, when they're, landowners are signing leases with solar companies, it's coming. So
But I had visited with a solar company at one point. That's quite a few years ago. But he was telling me if you need he wanted so many acres,
Mm-hmm.
but it had to be pretty flat. So
that
I
eliminates half the county.
I know.
Oh, right.
Stay over
And
Red
then
River.
all of a sudden they can put
Well, I'm
it on hills.
sure they have
The
developed
technology
ways to do it
has
different.
really improved. They
Yeah.
just
Well,
they're-
I'm sure it has something to do with if you put it on a hill, you probably have some snow issues in the wintertime.
Yeah, probably.
they're gonna have snow issues wherever they go.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've got
I'm sure
engineers
they
to figure
figured
that
something
out.
out, but
But that's where this is going, is just give us time.
Right.
Kind of do, not put it on the back burner, but in the middle.
On the warming.
On the one, on the warmer.
there you
We'll keep it
go.
on the warmer.
okay. That's everything on our agenda for tonight. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Let's see how far that fire.
We are adjourned. Yeah. I'd like to know that.
Thought about taking that road on